Okay, good morning, everybody. I would like to call to order today's meeting of the Nevada Commission on Homeland Security for Monday, September 12th, 2022. Could I ask the clerk to take the roll, please?
Yes, thank you, Governor. This is Shreen Whipple at DEM. Governor Steve Sisolak.
Here.
Sheriff Joe Lombardo.
Here.
Lieutenant Governor Burkhead.
Here.
Sheriff Darren Balaam. Colonel Brett Compton.
Here.
Mr. Todd Vazzulo.
Here.
Mr. Mitch Fox.
Here.
Dr. Khan.
Present.
Chief Charles Moore.
Charles Moore here.
Mr. Richard Perkins. Miss Harriet Parker.
Here.
Chief John Steinbeck.
Here.
Miss Rosemary Vasiliadis.
Here.
Miss Patricia Wade. Mr. Spencer Evans.
Here.
Mr. Bill Welch.
Present.
Director Karen Burke. Mr. Gonzalo Cordova, sorry.
Gonzalo Cordova, present.
Mr. Chris Epson.
Here.
Chief David Fogerson.
Present.
And for the record, Samantha Laddick.
Here.
Governor, you have quorum.
Thank you very much. Moving into item number 2, public comment. This is the first time set aside for public comment. Anyone wishing to address the board on any item that is on today's agenda. Items on the agenda, please step forward, identify yourself for the record, and comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Do we have anybody for public comment?
Governor David Fogerson. Governor and Commissioners, Dave Fogerson, Nevada's Emergency Manager, Homeland Security Chief, coming to you from Lamoille, Nevada today. It's most of the Division of Emergency Management and some of the Department of Public and Behavioral Health is out here meeting with local partners to do our jurisdictional risk assessment, our THIRA, and our planning process. It's one of 3 regional outreaches. But I want to take some time to introduce new commission members and welcome the Lieutenant Governor. Welcome Harriet Parker from Las Vegas Paiute Tribe. Welcome Spencer Evans, the new Special Agent in charge of the FBI for Nevada. And welcome Colonel Compton to the Homeland Security Commission. End of public comment from you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Do we have any other public comment?
No more here in Carson City.
Thank you. I will close public comment item number 2. Move on to item number 3, approval of the minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes or any changes to the minutes?
Governor, this is Bill Welch. I will make a motion to approve the minutes with one correction. My sound system was not working when we took roll call at the last meeting in June, but I was present and I did announce later in the meeting that I was present. But with that one correction, I would move that they'd be approved.
Great, good, appreciate that. Would the record please reflect that correction? Any discussion on the minutes? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Lieutenant Governor, you're muted.
I apologize. This is Lisa Cano Burkhead, Lieutenant Governor. For the record, I'll be abstaining as I was not present for the last meeting. Thank you.
Very well, may the record reflect that as well. Move on to item number
Governor?
4. Yes.
Governor Patty Wade, I was having trouble. Somehow I got cut off, so I don't know if I was logged in. So I am here on the phone. Just wanted to let you guys know that.
I will get that for you, Miss Wade. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item number 4, report on the statewide adoption of the National Incident Management System. Chief Fogerson.
Governor and Commissioners, Dave Fogerson. For the record, every quarter we do report on our incident management team training and our national incident management team or incident management system adoption. All of our adoption processes are already completed, and the division, along with the Department of Public and Behavioral Health, specifically their public health preparedness side, are conducting multiple outreaches to do not only the ICS 100, 200, 300, 400 trainings, but also position specific classes. we're working heavily with Billy Samuels from the Clark County Emergency Management and other partners to build up those 2 robust incident management teams and trying to find places where we can utilize them nationally for other disasters in order for people to get their task book signed off. And we continue on this on a recurring basis. If anybody needs any more details than that basis, please feel free to contact me offline. In a report, sir.
Do we have any questions or comments on that report? Okay, moving on to item number 5, request for Urban Area Security Initiative Program deobligated funds be awarded to Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
Good morning, Susan Coyote for the record. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department applied for funding to fund the robot dog, which is equipped with cameras, speakers, lights, microphone. This will be used primarily for SWAT operations to carry technical equipment into places that are too dangerous to send person into, to search for a suspect, to facilitate communication with the subject by crisis negotiation team, to de-escalate the situation and safely take the suspect into custody without endangering the lives of others. The platform is modular and can easily be adapted to additional missions such as search and rescue, sea burning, and crowd control. Additionally, they're requesting deobligated funds for a wireless radio system that allows the operator of the robot dog to send commands to the drone. But more importantly, it allows the platform to integrate seamlessly into the larger Silvus wireless network that they built in past Homeland Security projects. And additionally, the batteries for the robot dog, the full amount of this request is $150,000 of fiscal year 19 deobligated funds from the Homeland Security program.
Okay, so the money is being requested for the dog and what else?
For the dog, for the wireless radio system that operates the dogs to send commands to the drone, and it integrates into their Silvus wireless network, and the batteries for the robot dog.
Okay. I assume, do we have a DA on here for, or an AGI here on this for us? I assume the way the agenda item's written, it is okay to do that because we're adding some things that weren't agendized.
Yes, this is Samantha Laddick from the AG's office. Suze, that information was in the attached documents.
I get that, but it's not on the agenda.
So this is the request for Urban Area Security Initiative Program deobligated funds number 5.
Yeah, so I guess I think I interpreted it as the robot dog, the whole package. If that makes anybody uncomfortable that that's not fully documented in this item, we could obviously hold it till the next meeting. Did the paperwork attached, Suze, include all the information of what was being requested?
I do not know if the spreadsheet information with that detail, the explanation of what they were requesting in the robot dog, that it was the batteries and the wireless system. I don't know if that was attached in the agenda.
Well, I'm going to leave it up to the AG to determine if this is appropriate. It's obviously not worded as clearly as it could be, but I'm comfortable with it, but I'll leave it up to you to determine.
Yes, I'm comfortable with us moving forward just based on the fact that it's been through the finance committee and I believe it was in the documentation. So I think there is enough information here to comfortably move forward.
Okay, do we have a motion on this one?
Dr. Khan, move to approve.
The motion for approval, any discussion? Hearing seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Do we have any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 6, grant status report.
Thank you once again, Susan Coyote, for the Division of Emergency Management. The committee received in their supporting documents the report on existing HSGP Homeland Security Grant Program grants for federal fiscal years 2018, 19, 20, and 21 for the period ending 6/30 of 2022. This gives current status on all open projects, closed projects, and budget status for all of the open grants for Homeland Security for the years mentioned.
Okay, do we have any questions on the grant status report? Hearing none, move on to item number 7, DEM HS FEMA audit results for the federal fiscal year 2022.
Once again, Susan Coyote. The Division of Emergency Management undergoes yearly financial, federal monitoring, and state auditing because of visibility, sensitive material, and duties our division is tasked with accomplishing. Currently, we're undergoing a state audit by Nevada's contracted CPA firm, Eide Bailey, for the warehouses we ran and controlled during the pandemic. This state audit has been going on since fiscal year 21 and should be wrapping up after their next site visit to the Las Vegas warehouse. It'll be scheduled after the consolidation of the northern and southern warehouses when it's safe to do so. We do not anticipate any exceptions from this audit. Starting in 2021, Nevada's contracted CPA firm Eide Bailey conducted an audit on our disaster grants, also known as public assistance. The audit lasted for several months and finished in July of 2022. The only finding that required corrective action was reporting the grant dollar amount received to the Federal Subaward Reporting System, FSRS, in a timely manner to ensure compliance with the Federal Funding Accountability and Transparency Act. Back in April of 2022, 5 personnel from the FEMA Region 9 staff were here in the DEM office for 5 days conducting an on-site financial monitoring review of numerous different grants, including disaster grants from 2017 to open disasters from 2017 flooding, COVID disaster grants, 2019, 2021 EMPG grants, and ARPA grants, 2019, 2020 HSGP grants, and 2020 NSGP grants. There were no findings for this monitoring visit, and we were praised by Region 9 personnel for the amazing job our grant staff does. August 29th through September 2nd, our preparedness officer from FEMA headquarters, who oversees Nevada's Homeland Security Grant Program, monitored our program. He audited Homeland Security grants fiscal year 17 through 20 to ensure compliance with CFR, Code of Federal Regulations, and program guidance. We have not received a final findings letter, but after talking with him before his departure, he said he didn't see anything that needed corrective action, and again praised our staff for the great work that they do. This will be a standing agenda item for future committee meetings to be transparent about the processes we have to go through as the SAA, the state administrative agent of these federal grants, to ensure our subrecipients know that everything we ask of them is required by us. Thank you.
Okay, do we have any questions on the audit results? Okay, hearing and seeing none, let's move on to item number 8, school safety plans.
Governor, Commissioners, David Fogerson for the record. Megan Hall is with our partners in Elko right now and can't be on the meeting, so I will cover this for you. In your package, you do have a 1.5-page memo from Megan detailing the school safety plans that we've received. We did receive all public school safety plans within the time period required, and we were short the time frame requirements for some of the charter schools and some of the private schools. But we have received all 234 plans that were expected between the Department of Education and the Division of Emergency Management. So that is the first time we've ever actually had all the plans collected. Even if some were late, we're still very excited that we do have them all. The Health and Human Services, Department of Education, and Emergency Management are all three going to form a interagency task force to review the plans. Because there are 234 of them, we made a plan to review 1/5 of the school plans every year. These school plans are written by the local government, school district, or the private school district in consultation with their local emergency manager, local law enforcement, and local fire emergency medical services. So that's where the initial look at it gets. And so our team, our collective team, will be looking at them once every 5 years to see, do they meet the NRSs, and are there any other ways that we can improve the safety of our schools? In the report, any questions?
Great job. Any questions on this one? Item number 8, school safety plans.
Governor, this is John Steinbeck. I'd just like to ask Dave if after the review, if we would get a report if there's any deficiencies or ways that the Homeland Security Commission can assist in improving any areas that come up from your review.
Chief Dave Fogerson for the record. Absolutely. I think I'd like to go direct with that local school district and their local emergency manager, and then we can look globally at this committee so we don't call people out to show any holes in the system in a public meeting, but absolutely.
Does that answer your question, Chief Steinbeck?
It does. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions on this one? Okay, we'll close item number 8, move on to item number 9, updates from the DEM HS Tribal Liaisons.
Good morning, Josie Burnett for the record. On June 8th, we held our Nevada Tribal Community Resilience Development Workshop. It was a one-day event that includes several topics, including grant fundamentals, disaster planning, mitigation review, cybersecurity awareness, and mental health. We also held a psychological first aid training. There were roughly 35 participants that attended. In months prior to this event, we had really focused on developing relationships with our tribes across the state. While this event was very successful, it was our first opportunity to gain tribal participation as well as gain feedback on future workshops that our tribal partners could benefit from. The week of August 15th, we had the opportunity in attending FEMA Region 9's tribal workshop. There were about 10 tribes from Nevada that were in attendance, which also included tribal partners from Arizona and California. The topics that were covered included life cycle of disaster, disaster recovery, financial management, and several others. This workshop was incredibly informative. All 3 states were able to come together and discuss their communities' successful partnerships and strategies, as well as sharing their barriers and gaps. We had the pleasure of sitting down with our tribes during a working lunch session to really open the floor for discussion about tribal concerns, future goals, and strategy building. The consensus from Nevada was an overall extremely positive attitude in that our partners and tribes across the state are communicating effectively and helping each other as we should be. End of report. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any questions on the item number 9, updates from the tribal liaisons? Okay, hearing seeing none, I'll close item number 9, move on to item number 10, update on the federal fiscal year 2022 Homeland Security Grant Program process.
Governors and Commissioners, David Fogerson for the record. We have received notification from Department of Homeland Security that all the grants have been approved at their level and they've pushed them back to us. There are 4 that have some holds on them that they're asking for some additional details that grant staff is working on cleaning up and getting back to them. But the money should be available October 1st. We are doing a first time event this year where before we release the grant funds to the individual agencies, we're going to have a virtual training for everyone. And we're going to go through some of the lessons learned through the last few years that are the problems and the roadblocks that we've had through the grant process to ensure that maybe we can stop some of that stuff and head it off the past before it becomes an issue in the future. So hopefully we'll start getting that stuff out here shortly, and then we'll get the dates out. I believe the date's already out to the recipients of those funds. And that includes not only the Homeland Security funds for the state, but the Homeland Security funds for the UASI and the nonprofit organizations that are more aimed at our religious communities that require some extra protection from us. Any report, any questions, sir?
Thank you. Do we have any questions for Chief Overson on this one? Hearing and seeing none. This is a move on to item number 11. This is the second time set aside for public comment. Anyone wishing to address the board on any item under our jurisdiction, please step forward, identify yourself for the record, and comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Do we have any telephonic or any public comment?
No, we do not, Governor.
Do we have any board member comment? Hearing and seeing none, we are adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.